Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the Washington football team. Both of these teams about to reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Taking it about the 1. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Washington will take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Now the first carry for Bryce Love. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. Second and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Try the toss play to Love. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. The first carry of the ball game for DJ Dallas. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
He was brought down.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll get nothing out of that one. He'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
That was impressive to me because while it was a pass play, they still rallied to the football like they were filling running lanes, and they were able to put the receiver on the ground.
They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Now with a play clock at 4, we're going to get a timeout called. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. From the gun on 3rd down, McCain. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on third down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at their own 15. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And they finally take him down, but not before he reaches the 43. A big run there by Jones. 41 yards.
Gain. 1st down, Green Bay.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A little over 20 yards there, and in 2 plays, they've now moved the ball over 60 yards. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this 1st quarter. Rodgers now on 1st down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His 2nd catch in a row, 1st down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Albert Okwuegbunam, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Packers have taken the early lead.
If you didn't know it, it won't surprise you to find out that this team leads the league in scoring. They've been a quick strike team all season long. There's another example. They did it again. This offensive coordinator, right now you can write his ticket towards being a head coach. He's advanced in the ways of offense.
Taking it about the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Start the drive with Love here. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5.
Back to throw. McCain. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. There he goes left side. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And Washington now an extra point away from tying this thing up. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
Hauschka adds the extra point. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And we are tied at 7. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
9-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. 7 yards there and a first down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And he's a long ways into Washington territory before hitting the turf. A big play there. Rodgers to Adams. 48 yards.
Green Bay.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Throwing now is Rodgers. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. 2 touchdown passes now here in this first quarter for Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers have taken the lead. Didn't have anything downfield, swung it out to the flat. He did the rest.
Such a staple of so many offenses we see now. You know, in our discussions with offense coordinators, how many times do they tell us, hey, this offense is designed for either a touchdown or a check down. We saw the check down on that play, and boy, was it successful.
We saw a touchdown, too. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. And with the play clock at 3, we'll get a signal and a timeout on the whistle. So as they take it over, we step aside. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. On second down now, it's Love. And this Green Bay defense making that play look a lot like the previous one. Both tackles behind the line of scrimmage. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. Third and long coming up. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football as they've got it with a third down and long coming up. From the gun, McCain. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's able to get up here to the 26. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's fourth down. Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the second time. Oh, he shifts past him. 43 yards on the punt. 7-yard return, and it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Kendall Fuller in on the stop. That time on the outside, pretty nice job as a cornerback to shed any would-be blockers and make the tackle.
And think about the praise we're giving him, what his coaches are giving, but how about the respect he gets from his teammates to be a complete corner who doesn't just cover receivers, but also tackles ball carriers.
And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Rodgers with a
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Here's Rodgers to throw. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. A strong 8 yards will keep this drive rolling.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory.
Across midfield to the 48-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Flush to his right. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir, able to turn that into a positive gain. This is 3rd and 1, very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now they'll throw with Rodgers. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Adams. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Now that's a catch of some significance. It's number 631 of his career, and why that's significant, it ties him with Hall of Famer Raymond Barry.
He was one of the most precise route runners at any position during his time in his career. So I think that we're seeing something very similar here. He may not have known Raymond Barry, but he goes about his business the same way. Understands how defenses are going to play, understands where the leverage is, and goes away from it to the tune of 631 catches.
This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Now this time Rodgers will throw. Caught on the right side by Jones. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. First down. To throw is Rodgers. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. No gain on the screen there. It's 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. They go back to the ground with Jones. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, hit on stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now arguably the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweater.
And he'll take this one in for a Packer touchdown. Aaron Jones with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Taking it about the 1. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Will take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Off play action. McCain. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far. But on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun. McCain into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick, and the return here will go to the 31-yard line. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point, his first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off. But he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
Shedding the tackle. Fights free yet again. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now Rodgers on the bootleg. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers.
Touchdown.
Aaron Jones on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Packers are able to stretch that lead out further. He knocks it through. It's 28-7.
Makes the score Packers 28, Washington 7.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
He'll air this one out deep for Sims. And he fires one that's intercepted. Kevin King with a pick. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more.
They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder. And in his 15th season, he's able to get this one to go. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, so it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. On second down, it's Jones. He takes us from the 30 to the 34.
Number 33.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game, and I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on third down. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
He's brought down
a third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now second down.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards.
First down, Packers.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, a give to Jones. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. They'll go again to Jones. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And Crosby puts it through, and that'll push the lead from 24 up to 27. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Will take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack. And that'll be marked down as their 1st sack of the game.
Well, they had 6 last week. And this offense did its homework, didn't it? Because they saw all that pressure, and they really worked hard to tamp it down and beat it back. And they did a great job in the 1st half. But now they've gotten their 1st sack here in the 2nd half. Look out. They'll try to increase the pressure.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
Throwing on 3rd and long. McCain, and he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Here's Tressway now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Fielded at the 43. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
Rodgers' throw is taken in by Jones. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the 1st.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big 3rd quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Jones breaking from the contact, and he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It's a pickup of 12, 2nd play in a row with a 12-yard gain. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our 2nd half blowout material. They'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Touchdown.
A 16-yard touchdown run. And this offense continues to pour it on. And let's not forget he had the receiving touchdown earlier. Now a trio of rushing touchdowns. Quite a performance.
Diversification. That's all you can talk about. His ability to do everything leaves him on the field on every down on offense because you can hand it to him, as we've seen. Would you say 3 rushing touchdowns? And, of course, throw it to him where he's caught 1 as well.
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Packers pick it up.
Oftentimes when we talk about piling on in any subject, it's a negative. In this case, for this team, it's a real positive. Just scored. Now they go down, knock the ball free, get it back. They got a chance to really increase their lead and put themselves in the driver's seat.
On the other side, a little insult added to the injury. They're in a bad spot. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Still 9 remaining on second down. Now the all-time leading rusher at Boston College, it's A.J. Dillon.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a third and about 4.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's 4th down.
Mason Crosby on for the field goal. A 38-yard attempt.
The kick by Crosby is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Washington takes over 1st and 10.
Out there set ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And they're coming off a 3 and out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
And maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, the passing windows are just not there, and that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
56, check 56. Here we go, D. Here I come. 56, Mike, 56, right there.
To throw again, McCain. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. And this now 3rd and 11 after that second down completion actually went back a yard. This is Love. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down.
7.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And he'll find Hall. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. From From the gun, McCain going right side here, and that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
First down.
Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
The pass.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
At the 11-yard line.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. This is caught. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Terry McLaurin, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And Washington able to get a score back.
And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play.
The score, Packers 44, Washington 14.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
He's taken down.
Well, they'll take that every time with a lead. First down, 4th quarter, getting 8 yards. You love that.
They will take it, and you have to ask the defensive guys, why did you give it? I mean, you know the situation. You're down, have to stop them, have to get the football back, but 8 yards on first down puts them back on their heels. Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
They'll run it with Jones. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
With the handoff to
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's going to get this all the way down to Washington's 24-yard line.
7-yard line. A big run there by Jones. Give him 52 yards on the ground. They'll run here with Dillon. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5.
A.J. Dillon.
Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield.
There have not been a lot of great moments for this defense throughout this game. Finally, they have one they can hang their hat on. A nice stop there.
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Operating from the gun, McCain. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Darnell Savage. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. And this is not going to do it as he stopped at the 2-yard line. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. And they take a knee.
Mike 56, Mike 56. I don't think you got it, son.
And they'll take a knee as the clock ticks down toward 50 seconds to go. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow, talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
He was covered by Jair Alexander.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Throwing again. McCain. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
On 3rd down, Gibson. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down.
A gain of 3. It's 4th down.
On 4th down, McCain. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. And they'll indeed take a knee.